Hey sixth graders, this is your math video for May 11th. This is a Monday. The first thing I'm going to do is go over your questions that you did on Thursday. So here is page 364, and I'm just going to run through these. So if you don't have that in front of you, go grab it, pause the video, go grab it, and then let's go over this. Okay, so here we go. The first section, you were evaluating for 9. So you should have come up with, for number 1, 2. Sorry, you're evaluating for n, but you're putting 9 in there. So that should be a little clearer. Okay, so for number 1 should be 2. For number 2, 22. For number 3, 4. And number 4, 6. Okay, I explained on my last video how to do that, so hopefully that made sense. And if you didn't get one of these right, go back and look and see what did you do wrong. Remember, that was evaluating for the letter N with the number 9. Okay, now here we're creating an expression for a word phrase. So we talked about this also. So here we go. For number 5, b minus 1. For number 6, it was p times 2, but that can look many different ways depending on how you want to set that up. It's multiplication though, so we have to have a multiplication sign in there. Number 7, b plus 4. Number 8, n divided by 2. Okay, the last little section that you guys did, you were solving for a variable. So I've put the variable and what it should be. So I'll run through those. Make sure you have the right variable. You can't switch variables on that. And then also make sure you have the right answer. Okay, so for 21, b equals 3.7. For 22, c equals 4. For 23, n equals 9.7. For 24, s equals 8.6. For 25, t equals 40. For 26, b equals 31. For 27, x equals 12.5. For 28, a equals 7. For 29, f equals 15. Okay, over here, 30, d equals 11. 31, g equals 96.3. And number 32, n equals 30. Okay, hopefully you did well on those. If you have any questions, you can always get on Zoom today and ask me, and we can talk about that if you cannot figure out what you did wrong or what was happening there. Okay, next thing, today's assignment. We are done with our chapter, so we are going to be starting a review. I'm going to assign this review to you today, pages 350 to 351. You will be doing questions 1 through 4, 6 through 10, and then 12 through 14. Okay, a little change in plans this week. You will be reviewing for the test on Monday and Tuesday. So you'll be getting assignments that are going over this chapter. Then on Wednesday, we are going to do a math check-in instead of Thursday. So Tuesday's our normal Bible check-in, but we will be doing a math check-in on Wednesday because then I will be assigning you a test on Thursday for this chapter. So I need to see everyone on Wednesday. I will be putting that in my email, and I will be continually giving you warning and explanation and instruction for that. But I need you to be there on Wednesday for math so that we can be ready for our test on Thursday. So your test will be Thursday. I'll assign that to you, tell you numbers you're doing, the problems I want you to do. And then obviously, like we've been doing, you'll screenshot that and send it to me. And I'll also let you know when that is due. So just be really paying attention to these videos and your emails, and you'll know exactly what you need to do for each day. Okay, so this is your review for today. On pages 350 and 351, I'm just going to run through a couple of the problems. You know how we always do the vocab together. And then I'll just run through a couple of these different parts to let you know exactly how you need to do this. So open up your books to pages 350, 351. Let's look at the vocab first, and then I'll explain some things. Okay, so 1 through 4. Number 1 states, A or an blank lists each item in a data set with a number of times it occurs. Okay, over there you have your vocabulary. You have to see, okay, which one works. So a mean, measures and variability, a frequency table, median, box and whisker plot, histogram, outlier. Okay, you should know all of those terms beside maybe B, because that's one that we kind of skipped over with our one section. Okay, so for what item in a data set lists those things and how many times it occurs, that would be C, a frequency table. Okay, number 2, the blank of a data set is the sum of values divided by the number of values. Okay, number 2, that's the mean, A, the mean. Okay, number 3, A or an blank of a data set is much greater or much less than the other data values. Okay, we talked about this, that would be the outlier. So number 3 should be G. Okay, number 4, you can construct A or an blank to represent a data set if you know the least value, lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the greatest value. Okay, those are our 5 key values. That is going to be E, box and whisker plot. All right, so hopefully all of those are making sense to you. Those are all vocab words we need to know and should know. Okay, now when you get to 6 and 7, you are finding the median, the mean, and the mode. Okay, please list median, what it is, mean, what it is, mode, what it is. Don't just put 3 numbers down below and not identify which one it is. Okay, so remember mean, you're adding up your data and dividing by however many pieces of data you had. Median, you need to make sure you order your data. That's something that some of you haven't been doing, so make sure you do that. And your mode, remember that is the most, the one that you see the most, not the greatest value, the one you see the most, the data piece that you see the most. Okay, that's 6 and 7. Then 8, you are going to be making a dot plot. Make sure you remember what a dot plot is. Most of you have been doing really well on that. And you will be doing it for some words that show up in the paragraph above it. So be doing and looking for those. Now, let's go to 9. 9, you are making a box and whisker plot to represent the following heights. Okay, please remember to order your data first before you start finding your 5 key values. Then you need to put it on a number line that makes sense to the data you have here. Okay, so we've been going over that quite a bit. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense now. Okay, number 10, you're making a histogram to represent the following test scores. Okay, histogram, we've talked about. Make sure with your histogram that you have intervals that are equal, and make sure you have at least 3 intervals. Okay, so look at your following test scores and see what would make sense for intervals, and then obviously the frequency, however many tests you get that for each interval, you'll kind of know your frequency side and how you need to go up on that side. Okay, you're skipping 11 and 12. You're skipping 11. What are you picking up on? Okay, number 12. Number 12, you're going to describe the shape of the graph. That's that graph, that dot plot to the right there. So remember our words that we use to describe the shape of distribution. So we have those words like cluster and peak and gap. And of course, I can't remember the last one. What's the last one? Cluster, peak, gap, symmetry. So is it symmetrical? Okay, then 13 and 14 is what we've just been going over in these last few days. Statistical question, and then the last thing about being biased. Okay, so work on this and please have this done today. And then tomorrow we'll do a little more review. And then Wednesday we're going to have kind of our group review together, and then hopefully be ready for our test on Thursday. All right, have a great rest of the day and get on Zoom today if you have any questions. Okay, bye-bye.